Tonight marks exactly 1 week until the election, and right now, Perrysburg school leaders say it's not a threat. If voters reject their latest levy attempt, all extracurriculars will be eliminated.
Yeah, and while it seems that action would be too drastic for any school district to consider, 11 Investigates' Brian Duggar discovered that it has happened before in the state of Ohio, and that town is still dealing with the scars years later.
On November 4, Perrysburg votes on a school issue. If it fails, all extracurriculars will be eliminated.
This is devastating. I've never seen a district make these kinds of cuts.
But it has happened before.
I definitely think they really thought it was a bluff.
It was unbelievable. People don't believe it now. They definitely didn't believe it then.
Kind of tore us apart.
Tears, people just absolutely breaking down.
Some families didn't recover.
Grove City, Ohio, 2008. The Greyhounds roll into the high school playoffs behind quarterback Mike Myers. Despite a first-round loss to Hilliard-Davidson, the hopes are high for next season. No one knows they are about to lose everything. The year is 2009. In May, a levy goes down for the Southwestern School District in the suburbs of Columbus, one of the largest districts in the state. Grove City High School is one of 4 high schools in that district.
A lot of people really didn't understand the severity and how serious it was in May.
The district's threat is clear. One more chance in August. If the levy fails again, every student activity will be eliminated. No sports, no band, no clubs, nothing.
I'm more supportive of issue 47.
Myers' dad, Mark, was the co-chair of the levy campaign.
You were on side A or side B. So, we figured there were 40% of the people that were with us, there were 40% of the people that were against us. Those were the minds you weren't going to change. What we were trying to do is where's the 20%?
On August 4th, the football team and other students and their parents gather in a church across from the school, watching as the votes come in.
It was looking pretty positive early, so everybody, hey, it's gonna happen, and then it closed in the end and failed. And, that started a whole thing that, to be honest with you, I don't wish on anybody.
33,000 votes cast, and the levy fails by just 400. In an instant, dreams shatter.
People just absolutely breaking down, disbelief. Some of your closest friends, you no longer went to school with them because the next day they were enrolling in a different school.
For Jeremy Stump, he makes a call at 10:30 that night, a call he was hoping he would never have to make.
At 10:30, I called a head coach that I visited with, which just so happened to be Grove City Christian across the street. And I said, I'll see you in the morning. And I pulled up to a high school football field that wasn't mine and started football practice.
For those who stay, student activities don't just end, they vanish overnight.
We lost student council, we lost National Honor Society, we lost, like I said, the band, homecoming. The doors shut every day at the school at 3:30, and we got out, I think, at 3:20.
The fallout is devastating. Some seniors become emancipated minors, couples separate, homes impossible to sell, desperate to get their children into other districts. Athletes from troubled homes lose their only escape.
Some of those kids that lost that high school football season not only lost the ability to play with those teammates, but just got lost in life. Some of Mike's classmates ran into some difficulties, and I think it's because they didn't have that structure.
For those clinging to the belief it could never happen in their district, the Southwestern schools are a warning.
Nobody in their right mind would think it was possible, right? But, it happened. It happened.
Unfortunately, it did happen, so unfortunately.
Reporting in Grove City, this is Brian Duggar for 11 Investigates.
You can watch our entire 11 Investigates story right now after this newscast on WTOL 11 Plus. Our streaming app is a free download on your TV.
Meantime, Perrysburg schools have seen an organized opposition to its recent levy requests. The group is called Perrysburg Stands Up. Organizers say they feel the district is using fear to play on taxpayers' emotions. Tim Miller had the opportunity to sit down with the spokesperson for the group ahead of next week's election.
Do you think that they are, preying on parents' emotions, students' emotions? They don't want their senior year of basketball to be blown out by a levy failing and these cuts being made?
Exactly, because they still have not provided the information that they promised us. They put together the cuts, and 2 minutes after sharing those cuts and proposals with the school board members, they asked the school board to vote on them. That's a lot. You should have the ability to digest it, analyze it. They took the approach of cutting 10% across the board. In my opinion, this is where we need strong leadership that prioritizes our resources. And that would be, the priority would need to be in the classroom.
It can't be denied that cuts are coming from the state. So the question is, what other choice do school leaders have?
I understand that it's a challenge to understand what the state is doing and what kind of funding we will have going forward. But a business is not guaranteed that its customers are going to stay with it. You have to make sure that you're planning for any scenario that could happen. In this case, they didn't. They have known that the state was considering eliminating property taxes. And yet, when it came time to put a levy on the ballot, our treasurer did not have the information necessary to be able to consider an earned income tax. So they put that on the shelf and said, we'll just go with a property tax. We just continue to make poor decisions. And that is what these decisions are based on: inaccurate information, incomplete information, so you don't have any faith in it.
And do you feel the amount that this would raise taxes is just too much for people to afford?
I don't know what the right amount is, but when you ask the administration for a list of staff, expenses, and what savings we would experience should we cut that, they're not giving it to us. So what was their recommendation based on?
Don't forget, this week is the last week for you to vote early in this November's election. You can do so in person at your county board of elections. The hours vary this week. You can see them on your screen. Plus, there is early voting this weekend. The last day to vote early is Sunday. Then polls will reopen on Election Day. That's exactly 1 week from today. On Tuesday, make sure you bring a valid ID like your driver's license when you vote. The deadline to submit your absentee ballot application has already passed. We can get our complete voter's guide sent straight to your phone. Just text VOTE to 419-248-1100. Then we'll send you a link to our list of voting information and outline of the issues on your ballot. You can also find our guide on our website.